What's good, football fans? This is my third YouTube video. Keep trying out new ideas, new methods, new ways of doing things to try and give you the best video quality possible, both in terms of actual video quality and football content. So, this is my main way that I share information. I mainly utilize Instagram and I write for the Sports Daily. But I wanted to try this stuff out, so bear with me as I figure things out. But for this video, as I try and figure things out, I also want to bring you value. So I'm going to go over my mock draft 4.1, not 4.0, 4.1, and just the first 10 picks. And, keep an eye out for future content. You can check me out on Twitter and whatnot, but I'll say that later, at the end of the video. All right, so with that being said, let's jump right in. First pick, we got the Jags. And I think in an ideal world for them, they trade out. But right, and because of just the quarterback situation this year, there's maybe a little bit less attention, a little bit less value attached to the first overall pick. And so maybe that helps them trade out and just get something and still get a great player. But I don't think that happens here for him, and I think they go Aiden Hutchinson. There's been a lot of talk about Travon Walker climbing the boards. He had a great combine. Admittedly, he has some nice things on film. But he's a boomer bust guy. He's really raw as a pass rusher. He's a great block shedding, great in the run game, perfect for a 3-4. In a sense, right, you still want a little bit more pass rush out of him, but he's kind of that boomer bust guy. Aiden Hutchinson, you know what you're getting, right? He doesn't have the ceiling that Travon Walker and Kayvon Thibodeaux do, but he's going to come in and be a great player. And when you're drafting first overall, you cannot miss, right? Because the best player available is the one that's going to at least be great. Right, so with that being said, Jags just take Aiden Hutchinson here, right? Nice and easy pick. Nothing complicated there. Now, second overall, we got the Lions. And a lot of people have them go maybe defensive line. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, what might be interesting is if they go Ahmad Sauce Gardner. Their defensive backs started to find a little bit of a rhythm at the end of last year, but they still are sorely lacking, phenomenal talent back there. And Gardner can play some games, right? He can be part of a defense that plays games. He's not just straight man-to-man lineup like Derek Stingley, who is phenomenal. But he can play some games. He can blitz, right? He's, it's a little bit less hurtful to his potential to put him in zone. Like Derek Stingley, put Derek Stingley in zone, like, what are you doing? Like, he's such a good man corner. Gardner can do everything. So Gardner, I just have him ranked a little bit higher. Great fit for the Lions here. Burning out the back end. They have a ton of picks within the first 2 rounds. So, it's a deep class at wide receiver and on defensive line. So going corner here, Ahmad Sauce Gardner, playmaker. Good pick here for the Lions. Now 3, we got the Texans. And they go, just looking back at my computer here, they go Kayvon Thibodeaux. Now, I'm still figuring out the setup. Quick side note, so apologies for that. But the Texans here at 3, they go Kayvon Thibodeaux. I would rank him a little higher than Travon Walker. The big concern with Thibodeaux is that sometimes he, there's questions around his motor, about what he brings to you off the field between games. Raising questions around how consistent he's going to be on the field. But Kayvon Thibodeaux probably has the highest ceiling of any edge rusher in this draft class. Any hand and dirt edge rusher in this draft class, I'll amend that. Kayvon, he's just a beast, man. He's a freak athlete. He's smart. He understands what he's doing. He's got a build that he could still, build on, right? He can still develop his body a little bit. Good power, good speed. Everything you could want. Everything you could want. Again, there's the question around the motor, but beyond that, everything you could want. And I'm curious to see if, as we get closer to the draft, really the questions around his motor maybe start to clear up a little bit, right? Because a lot of interviews go down. So that'll be something interesting to watch as well. Now at 4, we got the Jets, and I have him go Derek Stingley. Sorry, I'm trying to get. We will figure all of this stuff out, but at 4 we go Derek Stingley, and simply put, a lot of people are looking at O-line, maybe Ikem Ekwonu, right? I know Bleacher Report's fan-based, like community draft, mock draft, had them go Ikem Ekwonu. A lot of people also looking at wide receivers, but no. When you're drafting in the first round, something worth considering is the best 5-year value, right? The best 5-year value talent. In this draft, especially at picks 4 and 10, that's on defense. They already addressed offensive line and free agency. Now, okay, some of those guys may not be someone that's going to be with the team for 10 years, but that's okay. That's okay, right? And at wide receiver, they also have 2 picks at the top of the second, and it's a deep wide receiver class. You cannot say the same thing about the linebackers or the corners. Now, it's a deep corner class, but no one after Derek Stingley and Gardner compare to that level. Those are top tier guys. So with that said, it makes more sense. I kind of alluded to where maybe they go at 10, but at 4, it makes more sense for them to go corner. Sure, they added DJ Reed. That's fine. But they need a true lockdown. Derek Stingley provides that man-to-man. And going man-to-man just gives so much versatility, so much, roles that are possible out of that. So rolling safeties, dropping other guys. Yeah, there's a lot of fun things you can do when you have a true lockdown man-to-man corner. And Derek Stingley is that. So drafting him at 4, yeah, there's some concerns around his tape. You know, he showed his best film came in 2019. It's like, well, what happened in 2020, 2021? That's concerning. But a good coaching staff here under Robert Saleh can figure things out. The talent is absolutely there. So Derek Stingley here at 4 to the Jets, building out that Robert Saleh defense. Now, 5, we go Ikem Ekwonu to the Giants, man. Yes, they addressed offensive line in free agency like the Jets did, but Ikem Ekwonu can play 4 out of 5 positions, and this is a much worse offensive line than the Jets. All right? I don't know if they want to move Icky inside to guard in year 1. We'll see what they do, but they can honestly draft Icky, find the best fit for this year, and then based off of, cap space or players regressing with talent, let's say Andrew Thomas all of a sudden has a bad year 3. He had a decent year 2. He progressed. With his bad year 3, well, Ikem Ekwonu can move out to left tackle. He can also play right tackle, either guard, like I mentioned. So, great pick here for the Giants. Just a key piece who can have a fantastic career, absolutely fantastic career all across the line. Great pick here for the Giants at 5. At 6, we got the Panthers. And I haven't go Kenny Pickett. There's some rumors around Baker Mayfield. Now, if they do get Baker Mayfield, they'll probably go tackle here. Maybe looking at Evan Neal or Charles Cross. Well, it's definitely one of those two. I would maybe lean Charles Cross a little bit, but it really depends on the team scouts. But I digress. Panthers here at 6, they go Kenny Pickett, most pro-ready quarterback. Yeah, Malik Willis has higher upside, but he's not ready to step in. Matt Rule's maybe entering that hot seat conversation. So get a franchise guy who can have a decent year. Yes, and you still need to fix the offensive line, but you can come in and have a decent year. You still got some offensive skill positions around him filled out nicely, talent-wise. You got talent on defense. So pro-ready quarterback, rookie, potential. You're like, oh, okay, next year you address offensive line. And you're in the conversation, Matt Rule keeps his job. So I think that's what the Panthers here do here. Again, assuming Baker Mayfield doesn't land with them. Robbie Anderson says no, so we'll see how that plays out. At 7, we're back with the Giants. I have him go Trayvon Walker. I did mention he's boomer bust, but he's a better fit for a 3-4 defense, and that's the Giants. Why is he a better fit? Because he's much more advanced, developed as a run stopper than as a pass rusher. He's a great arm usage, which means he can slide off blocks very easily, but he largely slides off blocks left, right. He's trouble turning that into downfield pass rush. But that means in a 3-4, well, if he can fill 2 gaps, your 4 linebackers are eaten, right? They're thrilled because you got 3-4. They have talent on D-line already. Put him on the edge in a 3-4. Your linebacker is going to be super happy. Plus, your blitzing linebackers a lot anyway in a 3-4, or maybe slot corners, whatever it is. So now you're generating pass rush in other ways anyway, and he has time to play, be a major part of your defense while he's developing as a pass rusher. So great pick here for the Giants at 7. I previously had him go double offensive line, but with what they did in the offseason, I think it makes more sense to go best talent available, and that's Trayvon Walker. At 8, we got the Falcons that haven't go Desmond Ridder, and you're thinking, what, ahead of Malik Willis? Yes, ahead of Malik Willis. Ridder's kind of in between Pickett and Willis, right? He's a little more pro-ready than Willis, but more of an athlete than Kenny Pickett. So Desmond Ridder sure has some question marks. Some people are like, yeah, he only snuck into the end of the first round right now, right? With this pre-draft process. I call bullshit on that, honestly. I'm going to edit that out, by the way, because it's supposed to be a kid-friendly channel. But Desmond Ridder yes, there's some question marks around consistency, and you don't like that at the quarterback spot. But, this isn't a deep quarterback class. Falcons need one yet. They have a lot of other things they can address. But I think Desmond Ridder is a nice developmental piece, right? You got Marcus Mariota. You don't have to play him year one. That's kind of a perfect person for him to learn behind, in fact. And, Desmond Ridder has a ton of upside. Right there. So I think they take a shot at franchise quarterback here. There's a ton of value placed in having a franchise quarterback, rightfully so. So Desmond Ridder, good pick here for the Falcons. He's less of a question mark than Malik Willis. With that being said, that brings us to the Seahawks at 9, and they go Malik Willis, man. Their throat he falls to him at 9, but it's about what each team can do. Seahawks may be looking for someone who can start you one a little more than the Falcons. All right, I don't know if they're thrilled with Drew Lock, but Malik Willis, great developmental guy, has the potential talent, and we're just talking about talent when I say this, of Deshaun Watson. So, draft, yes, still need offensive line, need some other pieces all throughout the team, absolutely. But Malik Willis, again, franchise quarterbacks win football games. So, they take a shot here at 9. Not trading up, happy about that. That brings us to the 10th and final pick for this video. We have the Jets here, and they go Devin Lloyd. Again, after Devin Lloyd and Nakobe Dean, you're not going to see a real linebacker. There's depth at linebacker, but it's more day 2 guys who can fill in a spot nicely, but don't have the command the field upside that Nakobe Dean and Devin Lloyd do. So, with that being said, I think they draft Devin Lloyd. They can maybe move him outside of CJ Mosley too, right? Opposite of Quincy Williams. And then that's a nice linebacking core. They have some pieces in the secondary. Again, they added safeties, right? They have a good D-line. They have an edge rusher coming back, Carl Lawson, not Fatu Kasi, Franklin Myers. Good edge rusher coming along nicely. They got Quinnen Williams, right? So they have now their defense is starting to fill out here, taking Devin Lloyd, and once CJ Mosley goes, he can move back inside to the inside linebacker spot in their 3-4. So, in their 4-3. So Devin Lloyd, perfect pick here for the Jets. A little more versatile, a little bigger than Nakobe Dean, which is why I think they go with Devin Lloyd over Nakobe Dean. But so that wraps up the first 10 picks. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please, if you have feedback, let me know, because like I said, I'm trying to figure out the best way to do these videos, to share this information with you, and just all the details that come with that. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. I'm sure some trolls will have some nice things to say in the comments if or when this video gets views. So I'm looking forward to that for sure. That wraps it up. My Twitter is thefootball5. PHI, short for the football philosopher. It's cut off. Instagram is the_football_philosopher. And again, I write for thesportsdaily.com. You can find me at Freddie Friedman. I put out most of their football content. So if you just hit the NFL tab, you'll see my name and my articles. So that wraps it up, and have a great weekend.